G'day, this is Christine. I want to show you quite a few different things in this video today. I want to show you how to make a video using the YouTube editor. So this will be a bit of a mini lesson in a few things that you can do with the YouTube editor. I also want to tell you about a method of trying to work out what keywords you might be able to get a video to rank for. It's a method called poking. It's called a few different things, but some of the people that I know like to call it poking. So basically what that means is that you choose some keywords that you think you might want to rank a video for. You make a really quick, simple video for those keywords and you have that on YouTube, and then you go and have a look and see, well, where did it appear on Google? And the third thing I want to show you is how you can actually automate making lots and lots and lots of these videos in a very short time. Now, everything that I'm about to show you can be done for free. You don't need any special software that you need to buy. I'm going to be using the Firefox browser. I am on a PC. I'm running Vista on this particular machine, so it's not, like, doesn't have to be the latest of anything like that. I think this would work on a Mac, but I haven't tried it on a Mac, but I know that Firefox browser is available on a Mac, so I assume it would work on a Mac. But like I say, this demo is going to be done on a PC. So this is the Firefox browser, and what I've done is I've gone to youtube.com/editor. So that's where the editor resides. Now obviously you need to have a YouTube channel and you need to be logged into your YouTube channel. The other thing that I've done, which I won't be using immediately, but I have added an extension for Firefox called iMacros. That's IMACROS. It's a free extension, and you can just add that to Firefox. Now, if you want to find out more about iMacros, you can simply Google it. It's under imacros.net. Now, there is a paid version of iMacros, but you won't need the paid version of what we're doing today. I have used the paid version briefly, but for the last 3 or 4 years, I've mostly been using the free version on Firefox. So, let's look at how do we make the first video. Now, there are a number of ways that you can make this video, but the way that I'm going to show you today is a scalable way. It's a way that can actually be done over and over and over again using a macro. Now, macro is just a program that repeats commands that you put into the browser. So first we're going to make our base video, our original video. For me, there's a few ways I can do it. I've already got some videos already made, which I could use, but I'm going to show you how to make a really, really simple video. So the first thing you need to do when you go to youtube.com/editor, you need to click on project and then go to new project and then click OK. Now I've already done that. So I'll just let that load again, and it says up here my edited video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this video. I'm just going to call it base video. Now this particular video is not going to be seen publicly, so just bear with me. This might not make sense yet, but bear with me. This is the video that we're going to use. We're going to make this video, and then we're going to make all the other videos from this one. Now this video is simply going to be an image, so I click on here and I click on add photos to project. Now if you haven't already uploaded any images to your YouTube, you can click on add more photos and upload a picture that you want to use. I suggest you use something that you've created yourself, or that it's something that is definitely Creative Commons, that you are licensed to use. Don't go and just take a photo of Google. For me, I am going to use this picture here. So I click on that, I go select. As I said, I've uploaded earlier. So this is just basically somebody holding a card which has online marketing courses. And onlinemarketingcourses.net is one of my websites. So I'm just going to click on plus, and that adds the image to my timeline. So what I've got now is effectively I've got a 5-second video, which is super boring. So let's make it a little bit more interesting. I'm just going to click on it down here, and then I'm just going to click on pan and zoom, just so that it will move a little bit like that. So there's my 5-second video. That's all there is to it at this stage. So that's my base video. So I'm just going to click create video, and it's going to say it's processing. Now while it's processing, it's not going to take very long to process because it's only a 5-second video. What I want to do is I want to click on info and settings. And one of the most important things I want to do on this is I want to make sure that it is unlisted, because I don't want this video to be found publicly. This is just for my own private use only. Okay. I don't need to change anything else because I'm not going to be trying to rank this video. So I just can make it unlisted. Now another thing that I want to do while I'm here is I'm going to want to take note of the video ID, but I'll do that in just a minute. So I'm just going to click Save Changes. Now my home page happens to be my video list, so which I can get to just by clicking on videos, but here it is here. It's already been published and it's ready. So I'm just going to right click on that and say copy link location. So now what I've got is I've got the URL of my base video. Okay, now at this stage, if this all seems a little bit overwhelming, what I suggest you do is stop the video at this point and go and make a base video. So just go and play with the YouTube editor a little bit, and when you think you're understanding what we've done so far, then come back and we'll go on to the next step. So the next step is I'm going to go over to here. Now here I've got an Excel spreadsheet, and I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns in this Excel spreadsheet. And the 6th column is for my video. So in here, I'm going to paste in the URL of my base video. Now, this is going to be a little bit more obvious further down the track why I've got this CSV file, but basically this CSV file is going to contain all the data for all of the videos that I want to create. Now, in this case, I want to use the same base video for each of the new videos that I'm creating. So I'm just going to paste that into all of those. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how I make one of these videos. So the first video I'm going to make is for Best Butcher in Melbourne. So let's go back to Firefox. Before I do that, I did a Google search not long ago for Best Butcher in Melbourne. This is Chrome browser now, and one of the things I like about Chrome browser is that you can use a thing called incognito mode. And in Chrome browser, if you're not in incognito mode, if you look up in the top right corner, you should see a little image of a man there. So you can click on that, and then a pop-up will come and you can click on Go Incognito. So make sure you're not logged into Google when you do this, and you can go incognito, and what this will do is it will give you results in Google, if you go to google.com, that don't take into consideration anything that you've searched for before. Okay, because normally when you're searching in Google, it sort of knows what you might be interested in because it knows what you've looked at before. But in incognito mode, it doesn't know what you've done before. So I've done a search for Best Butcher in Melbourne, and when I scroll down this, I live in Melbourne in Australia. So when I scroll down this, there is nobody there on the home page. No videos on the home page. Also, you'll notice that the video tab doesn't come across the top here anywhere. You'd have to get to it, you actually have to click on More and then Videos. That is often an indication that it could be difficult to get a video on the home page. Some people interpret it that way. But let's see. Okay, so look, it's looking like Best Butcher in Melbourne might be a difficult one to rank a video for on the home page. But let's try and see what happens, okay? By the way, further right down the bottom of the home page, we've got some searches related to Best Butcher in Melbourne. So here's some more searches that we could perhaps use if we were trying to get into the butcher niche in Melbourne. So we've also got Best Sausages in Melbourne, Cheap Butcher in Melbourne, and so forth. So I can actually add all of these to my Excel spreadsheet and create videos for all of those things as well. But just for now, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just go and make this first video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Firefox, and I have installed that extension. Remember I told you about the extension that you need to install, which is called iMacros. And once it's installed and activated, I need to click on this little symbol up here. And what this is going to do is it's going to open up this section on the left-hand side, which is where I manage all my macros. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to record. I'm going to record options, make sure it says select the best record mode automatically. And then I'm going to start recording. Now what this is going to do is from this point on, it is going to keep a record of all the keystrokes and clicks and everything that I do in Firefox. So for now you can just ignore this, but later on when we come back to actually automating this thing, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go to youtube.com/editor. And if my keyboard sounds awfully loud, I'm very sorry, because it's right next to the microphone and it's an old clunky keyboard. So just bear with me while this loads. Okay, so this has gone to here. And the next thing I'm going to do is click on Project, click on New Project, click on OK. Now, by the way, I don't expect you to record the macro. If you want to record a macro, you can, but I don't expect you to record the macro. What I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can actually get a copy of my macro and how you can copy that macro straight into iMacros on Firefox. So you don't have to go through all of this editing and recording and stuff that I'm doing now. But I just thought it's a good idea to show you how I actually create a macro so that then you'll know how to do it if you want to do your own one in the future. So the first thing I want to do is I want to change the name of the project. The name of the project becomes the name of the video. So the first video I want to create is called Best Butcher in Melbourne. So let's copy this, go back to video editor, and I'll copy this. Delete, there's a delete key. I'll copy that into there. Okay, so Best Butcher in Melbourne. Now, I don't know if you noticed just a moment ago up about here, there was a little symbol. It looks like this one here, the iMacro symbol appears. When you're recording, that appears whenever, just to let you know, hey, okay, I've noticed you, I've noticed that you've done something and I've recorded that. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we want to go down here to search videos, and we want to put in the URL of our base video. Now, because it was the last one I created, it would be really easy for me to just click on this and add it. But I don't know what else you're going to be doing, so I don't know you know, whether it is going to be the last one that you did. And in fact, when we come to making our second video, it won't be the last one we did, because the one we just did will be the last one we did. Anyway, so what I've done is I'm going to be asking you to put the URL of your base video into the Excel spreadsheet. So let's go out here, Control C, go back here, click here, Control V, and then I'll click on this little symbol here, and it brings up just that base video. The next thing is I'm going to click on plus, and that will add the base video to here. Okay, now what we've got now is we've got a 4-second video. I'm not sure why it's not 5 seconds, but anyway, we've got a 4-second video which is just that thing. Now there's no sound or anything like that, so we've got a 4-second video of that. What I want to do is I want to add some text over the top of that. So I'm actually going to do this twice. I'm going to do this little video, and then I'm going to do another little 4-second video, and I'm going to add different text over the top of each one. So to add text to this thing, I click on it, and then I go to text up here. I need to say enable text, and every time I do this, it's really annoying. It starts again, so I just have to keep hitting pause. The text I want to put in is this text here. Test video to get on page 1.4. So I'll copy that. You're allowed 2 lines of text in your video. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Get rid of that space at the end and hit enter. And the second line is this, and it's just basically our keywords, our thing that we're searching for, but I've put quotes around it. Control C, go back here, Control V. So that should do that. Now you can see that the text is too big, so let's change it to, let's see what this looks like, extra small. That's a bit too small, I think. Let's change it to small. Okay, good. So we've got test video to get on page 1 for Best Butcher in Melbourne. That's good enough. We don't need anything more fancy than that. We can muck around and change the height of the thing and all that sort of thing, but all we need to do right now is get those words onto that video. So I can click X to get out of there, and then I want to do the same thing again. So I add that video again, click it, go to text, and I want to add my next lot of writing, and it says if you want me to replace this with, oops, Control C, Control V, enter, your video, call 858-480-5067 now. Control C, go back here, Control V. Okay, I forgot to tick enable text. How does that look? That's too big as well. So what did we go with? We went with small, didn't we, for the previous one? So let's just see how that looks. Yep, okay, so if you want me to replace this with your video, call this number now. Now on your one, obviously you won't put that phone number. Well, you can if you want to send all your business to me. That's my real phone number, by the way. That's my American phone number. But if you want to put a phone number on, that's great. If you would prefer to put a like a website address, something like that on there, you can do that instead. But you know, that's all you need to do, is just put some sort of a call to action. Now bear in mind that you're only allowed 2 lines on this, so you need to be reasonably succinct, you know, reasonably compact in what you want to say. The video, I'm okay to finish it at this point, but what I would like to do is, because I don't have any audio on it, I'd like to just show you how you can add a bit of music to it. So I'm going to go to here, and there's this really cool music library that's built into YouTube that you're allowed to use. And I found this earlier today. There's an 8-second jazz slow dance thing here. So I'm going to click on the plus for that. And then that is being added to my video. Now you can't hear it because I've got the audio turned off, but yes, I can hear it in my earphones, sorry. So it's just a little bit of audio to go in the background, okay? Now, somehow the video is sort of, it could be 8, it could be 9, it could be 10 seconds, depending on what, you know, what you look at. But it's a short video, and this is basically all it says. Test video to get on page 1 for Best Butcher in Melbourne. And then it says, if you want me to replace this with your video, call this now. Okay, and that's all there is to it. That's how you make a video. So the next thing I need to do is I need to click on Create Video, and it's going, we're processing this video. So while it's processing, and remember it didn't take long to process the last one, so this one won't take long either, we're going to go to Info and Settings. Now this video we do want to make public, okay? So what I recommend is that we go back to here and we go to, not sure if I can do this, if I can select all of these. Let's see if this works. Control C to select all of that. I'm going to change that, so I'll delete that, go Control V. Oh, there you go, it did work. Okay, it's a bit yuck. So Best Butcher in Melbourne, test video to get on page 1 for Best Butcher in Melbourne. If you want to replace this with, I'll just make this a little bit tidier. I think that's a tab in there, so I'll change that to a space. Okay, if you want me to replace this with your video, call that now. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to get rid of that, and I want to put this in here. So I want to put Best Butcher in Melbourne in there, okay, just as so that it's the first tag. And I also want to go over here and make this public, and I want to put Best Butcher in Melbourne as the first of the comments on my video. And I've already got Google Plus and Twitter ticked. If you don't have them ticked already, then perhaps you should have those ticked. I'll go to Advanced Settings. Science, no, that'll do. This is a tricky one to change in a macro, so I suggest you just have your default set up already. Video location, I'm going to go back here. I've actually put this into the Excel spreadsheet, so I want the video location to be Melbourne, Australia. It's a really good idea if you are making local videos, as in videos to try to attract a client in a particular location, to put that location into the video location box. So if I was doing, and click search, so if I was doing a video for Florida, for example, I'd be putting Tallahassee, Florida or something like that in that box, okay? Video language is English, recording date is today, caption certification, it's never been aired. We go back to basic info, everything looks okay. Right, so I click publish. And so this video should now be live. It says all changes saved. Let me just go back to here. Best Butcher in Melbourne. Okay, so it's appearing. Now, this might be live and ranking. Let me just go and see. I mean, it's only been seconds literally since I created this video, so let's just hit refresh here. Probably isn't here. Is it on page 1? No, it's not on page 1. Let's see if it is on the videos tab at all. Nope, it's not there at all either, but that's okay. It would have been very, very amazing if it was. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pause this video for a little while, and I'm going to go and edit that macro that I've just created. Oh, I've just remembered I've got to hit stop, and then my macro is in here. So if I go there, and I click edit macro. This mess here is what the macro looks like at the moment. Now what I need to do is I need to edit this so that instead of Best Butcher in Melbourne, it actually says something like column 1, because it's going to read from a file. So like I said, once towards the end of this video, I will show you how you can get a copy of that macro so that you can actually then load it into your own system and just use it. You don't have to go about creating the macro. Okay, so I'm going to hit pause and I'll be back shortly, and when we come back we'll have a look and see how the ranking's going. Pause. I've just unpaused because I just went and I can't help myself. I had to go and have a look. I have gone and refreshed the videos tab 5 minutes ago. Here's my video. Okay, so I'm number 3 on the videos tab, but I'm still not at on the first page, or none of these are on the first page of the actual web tab. So there's probably going to be, it's probably going to need a little bit more work in order to rank this video, but that's okay, because this is a test. This is a test to see how hard is it going to be to get a video on page 1 for certain keywords. And from this test, it's shown me, well, it is going to be quite hard to get a video on page 1 for Best Butcher in Melbourne. I could, if I wanted to, go ahead and do more ranking tricks to get this onto page 1, but it would depend on how important it was for me or my client to actually get this video on page 1 as to whether I would bother to do that. So I'm just going to hit pause again and continue with my editing. It may change in the next few minutes, but it probably won't. But that's not too bad. 5 minutes to be the 3rd best video on the videos tab. I'll just check again on the web tab. No, see, there's still no videos on the first page. Actually, just see how far down do we have to go to find a video. 2nd page, 3rd page, 4th page. Yes, see, there's no way anybody's going to be searching to the 5th page. There, the 5th page, we get the first of the videos. So my video is probably going to be page 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So it's going to take a fair bit of work to get my video on page 1. So that would probably be a good test to say, well, okay, let's not bother with Best Butcher in Melbourne. Let's try something else. Okay, let me go back to my editing. Some of you might be interested to know what I'm actually doing with this editing. What I've done is, if you're not at all geeky, please glaze over for the next few minutes. What I've done is I've actually taken that macro contents and I've pasted it into Notepad, simply because I feel more comfortable working in Notepad. And what I'm doing is I'm going through and editing all the bits that I typed in manually before with the column names. So here, for example, this is in column 3, 1, 2, 3 of my spreadsheet. So I go back here, so all that stuff there is in column 3, and so I go left curly bracket, exclamation mark, COL3, and the COL is in uppercase. Then I go closed curly bracket, close curly bracket. So what that means is that when the macro runs later, it's going to actually fill in whatever's in column 3 when it, as it gets to that particular line. The other thing I'm doing is I'm adding in these wait commands. So I've got wait seconds equals 5. I'm just going to copy that. So every now and then I'm adding in a wait, simply because I know from experience that yes, you can have this thing run at the speed of speed of lightning, but it actually works better if you put in some of these, just 5-second waits every now and then, even a 2-second wait. So just to allow things to catch up and just to make sure that everything's working okay. You can put the weights in as you are recording the thing, but I like to go through later and put the weights in manually. Okay. The other thing I'm doing is, remember I changed it to extra small and then I changed it to small. Well, I can get rid of these 2 lines here because that's where I did the extra small. So I'm just sort of editing it and tidying it up a little bit. Now you don't need to worry about this when you get this macro. This will all be done. So what you're seeing on your screen now is what you're going to get. But just in case you're interested in learning how to write macros for yourself, this is the sort of thing that you need to do. The other thing that makes this work, and I will explain this in a bit more detail towards the end of this video, is that we need to say, well, where is our CSV file? So CSV file I've called pokes.csv, and we've got a thing at the top here, which I added these lines in manually. So we say, well, where do we want to start? We want to start at line 2 of our CSV file, because we don't want to read this title line 1 caption 1. We don't want to read the first line. And then we want to say, so the data source is going to be from the first, so the data source line, you know, what line are we going to get the stuff from, is going to be in a loop. So when we play it later on, we're actually going to go down here and play the loop. Okay, so when we're doing number 1, repeat number 1 of the loop, the data source line will be line 1 or plus the offset. So it'll be line 1 plus the offset of 1, so it'll be line 2 when we first run it. Okay, so yeah, that's a bit technical, but hey, I'm going to hit pause again and finish editing this thing. Where's my button? There it is. Okay, I'm back. I've done something really cool. I was testing my macro before I bring it up here to show you. And to test it, I used the keywords best painter in Carol Stream, Illinois. And let's go and have a look and see what I got when I did it Google. And this is Google Chrome incognito without me signing into Google, and page 1, there we go, best painter in Carol Stream, Illinois, 8 minutes ago. So that's pretty cool. So what I've got there is, I've got 1, 2, 3, position 5. So there's the 2 ads, then the local ones, then I've got 2 for a thing called Thumbtack, which I'm not familiar with, but perhaps that's an American thing. And then I've got Yelp and Home Advisor, which are both big review sites. And then I've got my little video. Then there's Angie's List, Better Business Bureau, and there's the first real actual painter, Lakewood Painters. Then we've got Yellow Pages, and we've got another painter there. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So it looks as though best painter in Carol Stream, Illinois might be something that's worth trying to rank for. Best Butcher in Melbourne, on the other hand, is still not appearing. This is the video page, and as you can see, I'm still 3rd down on the video page, and that's 2 hours ago now. So that's probably not a good one to go for. Right, let's go back to here, and I'm going to go and show you what I've done with this macro. Okay, so this is what the macro looks like, and you're actually going to get a copy of this, and I'll tell you how at the end of the video. What I've done is, here when it says set loop 3, that's what line of my CSV file do I want to start with. So for this demo, I'm going to show you my CSV file. So I've already done Best Butcher in Melbourne. I've done Best Painter in Carol Stream, Illinois. So the next one I want to do is Top Video Marketer in Jacksonville, Florida. Then I'll do Best Plumber in Carol Stream, Illinois. And then I'm still wanting to do that Butcher one. So I'm going to go for Best Sausages in Melbourne and see whether that's going to rank for us. So what I need to do next is I need to start on line 4. So let's go back to here. And I'm going to say, instead of set loop 3, I'm going to go set loop 4, so that it will start on line 4. Okay, now, when you first get this macro, and you first try to load it into your iMacros, what you're going to find is that you don't have anything down here. So you don't have, like, somewhere, it's not easy to just load the macro in. So what you're going to need to do, so these lines here, these 3 lines won't be there. Okay, so you'll see the demo Firefox and then nothing under that. So what you're going to need to do is this. You're going to need to go to record and then just hit record and hit stop. And what that will do is it will bring up this one here, which is called #current.iim. What you can then do is you can right click on that and rename it, and you can rename it to whatever you want. Mine, I've called mine Create Poke Videos, and you'll hit the rename button. And then So you'll have createpokevideos.iim, and then you can right click on create poke videos, click edit macro, and then you can copy and paste all the stuff. You'll overwrite the whole macro that's in there, from the little test that you did, and you'll copy in everything in the text file that I am about to give you. Okay, now, so I've got this thing set up, and I've got it set up to start from line 4 of my macro. Now, sorry, of my CSV file. So what I want to do is I want it to run 3 times. So that's for lines 4, 5, and 6. So I actually want it to run 3 times. Now down here by default it says 1 to 3. So I'm just going to hit the play the loop. If I hit this play up here, it will run once. So it'll only create that one video, the one that's on line 4. And if I want to do it again for the next video, I'll have to edit that start loop thing inside the macro and hit play again. But this time I'm going to show you how I'm going to actually run it 3 times. Now another thing that I have done, I just hit edit macro. I've got this thing in here called pause right at the bottom of the video. So, sorry, right at the bottom of the macro. So after we've clicked the publish button, I've got a pause in there. Now I'm going to take that pause out before I give you the macro, because you don't particularly want to have to keep coming back and hitting continue. But just for the sake of this demonstration, I've got a pause in there, and you'll see that take effect in a minute or two, and so that I can stop and tell you what's happened and show you what's happened. So let's hit cancel and let's hit play loop. Now, right now, as soon as I've hit that, I can take my hands off the screen. None of this I'm doing. In fact, those of you who know me will know that I can't talk and type at the same time. So the fact that I'm able to continue talking means that I'm actually not typing right now. So all this stuff is being brought in and being done by the macro. So I can actually go away and have a cup of coffee. I don't even need to be here while this is running. Once you're sure that it is working okay, you don't actually need to be there. Also, if I wanted to, I could change my screen. I could, I could minimize this Firefox screen and I could go to another screen, so I could go and have a look on Chrome or do something else on my computer if I want to. The only thing that I can't do while this is running is I can't open more tabs on this particular browser. So like if I come up here and click this and open a tab, it's just going to confuse the heck out of everything. So it's probably best if you kick this off, go away and, make dinner or do the dishes or whatever it is that you do that takes time. And when you come back, you'll have all these videos made. Now, another thing that you'll notice is that the screen is jumping around a bit and you can't really see everything that's happening on the screen at one time. So, and that's pretty normal. That's because iMacros moves the screen to where it needs to be in order to do its job. So right now it's moving around so that it can, it's actually, moved down a bit so that it's got the text box in there. So here it is, it's deleting the existing text for the second little sub video, if you like. And then it's going to paste in the new text. And then it'll go back, hit the little X button and go back to where the video is. And then it's going to hit the publish button. And I've built in the create video button, sorry. Next, it's going to hit the edit button. And I've actually built in, like at the moment, it's waiting 10 seconds. So over on the top left, you can see a countdown while it's doing the waiting. So here it's put in the various descriptions. There it's putting in a tag. It's going to go over to, I can't remember, it goes to the advanced thing next to whether it's already done there. Here you go, it's going to the advanced one. It's putting in that it's in Jacksonville, Florida. It's putting in, in a minute, it'll put in the language and the date. So it's done all this for us. And this is all with me hands off. Okay, so this is creating this whole video all, while I'm doing nothing. So right now, that's how long it took. It's up to the pause. If it didn't have this pause in here, right now it would go to, it's just hit the publish button. So right now it would then go and start creating the next one. But let me just have a little look and I can show you what it's done on here. We've got advanced settings. We've got all the video location filled in. We've got the certification done. All this is done. What was I doing? Top video marketer in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's just be really cheeky, even though the video probably hasn't even finished processing yet. Let's do a quick Google check and see if we've broken all the records. Sorry, I just hit the mic then. I hope that didn't hurt you. Do that. See what comes up. Nope, it's not there yet. Now, on this is an interesting search because we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos on the home page. So that's a lot of videos on the home page. Now, that one's July this year, September last year. It's now September 2015 for those of you who are watching this later. May this year, July this year. That one, that's interesting. That one doesn't seem to have a date on, but then that's a Daily Motion one. It's not a YouTube one. So it'd be interesting to see how long it takes before our video appears. I'll just hit refresh in case it's happening now. Nope, not yet. Let me just go to the videos tab and see if, well, how about that? It's now number 2 already. So we go 2 minutes ago and we're now the second video on the video tab. So let's go back to the web tab. And we're not on the, that's interesting. It's not on the web tab, but we're the second one on the videos tab. So things like this will happen. Okay, you'll get these things happening, and remember, this is Chrome incognito without me signed in. These strange things will happen, and it's just a good idea to keep an eye on things and, you know, do a little bit more tweaking to see what you can do. So let's go back to here. Now remember, I've got this pause in here, and you won't have this pause in the macro that I send you. So I'm just going to go continue, and it'll go and create the second video. So I've got to wait in there of 10 seconds, just in case I go, didn't need to do that. So I've got to wait in there. So it's counting down now. It's going to go back. Oh, there you go. For some reason, it has stopped at that point. Actually, I know why. The reason is I told it to start at line 4 and do 3 of them, but there's only 6 in the thing. So I was actually trying to go to line 7 and there is no line 7. Okay, that's all right. What I will do is I'm going to... I'll edit this to take these lines out, and I'll just leave those lines in there, and I'll go Control Save, yes. Then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to edit my macro so that it will start at line 1. So set loop, sorry, line 2, because we don't want to start at 1 because 1's got all those headers in it, and I want to take the pause out of the bottom. Pause. And if you want to leave something in there, but you might want it in, if you want to take something out, but you might want it later, you can just put a single quote at the start of the line, and that makes it a comment. But for now, it might just be confusing, so I'll take that out. Delete, save, and close. So now I'm going to play this thing 2 times, 1 for each line in the CSV file. Play loop, and off it goes. I just remembered something I forgot. I forgot to put the music in the background. Okay, so after I've done this, I might go and put the music in the background as well. But maybe. Nah, I'll just leave them silent. So I'll just watch this happen. Normally I wouldn't bother sitting here, I'd go away. But we're doing Best Plumber in Carol Stream, Illinois. I actually made one earlier today for Best Plumber in Carol Stream, Illinois. And I've got a feeling that the one that I created earlier is still appearing on Google, even though I've deleted it. So this might confuse the results a little bit. So if we go to see the results and you can see that there was one that was created like 6 hours ago or something, or 8 hours ago, then that's probably what we're looking at. Okay, so just let this run. Put the text on the second video. The other thing too is if I put that music into the macro and then YouTube doesn't have that music available at some stage in the future, then the macro is going to stop working. So maybe we'll just have silent videos. Okay, processing. And the plumber one got on page 1 first up, which was really cool. But Best plumber in Carol Stream, Illinois. Got a friend who lives in Carol Stream, so it's a really good place to remember for testing. Okay, so it is that, see that big gap there on the left, that's where the pause was, so we're about to start the next one. So that one's finished. And that's strange, it didn't do the loop. Okay, I need to go back and work out why it's not looping. So for some reason it's not going ahead and doing the second one for me, but I'll get that sorted out and then I'll fix that before I give you the macro. So how are you going to get the macro? Well, I'm going to embed this video on a page on a website of mine called onlinemarketingcourses.net. If you are watching this on that page, then there will be instructions on that page below this video as to where, what you need to do to get hold of the macro. You're actually going to need to join a mailing list of mine, so you're actually going to sign up for a free membership site. So it's free, the macro I'm going to give you is for free. If that you are watching this on YouTube, then please have a look at the description below this video, and I'll put the link in there to where you can go to watch this on my website, and then you can get the, you can just follow the instructions that are on that page. Okay, so that's it. Once you have got the instructions, the page that has the instructions on it inside the membership area, well, it's just a WordPress site and it allows comments. So once you're logged in, you're going to be able to put a comment or questions and things like that in the boxes below where you picked up the macro. So, if you've got questions for me, then I'd prefer if you put them in there, so once you've actually picked up the macro and run it. Also, that gives me an opportunity to update the macro in that space if that's required. Okay, so I hope this helps. I hope this sort of, blows a few cobwebs out of your mind and gives you some ideas as to what else can be done. Like I said, I'll get this macro running so that it is going to, run in a loop. I'm not sure why it's not running in a loop. It should be running in a loop, but basically what happens is when you say how many times you want it to run here, and normally you would make it run as many times as you've got lines, not counting your header line, your title line, and you say like I want to run twice, and you click play loop, and it should run twice, but for some reason it's not. Okay, so I'm going to get this thing working in loops, and then I will put the macro code onto my site for you so you can get it. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm back. I just wanted to show you something really exciting. This is the search for best plumber in Carol Stream, Illinois. This is 9 minutes ago when I did that last video. As you can see, there are two videos which are nearly the same. They're not exactly the same, but they are pretty much the same. And one was 7 hours ago, and it's appearing in position 1 of the video tab, and the one in position 2 is the one that I created just 9 minutes ago. Now this one here has been deleted, so this one will disappear off Google eventually, so that means that this one should move up into that one spot. But the exciting part of that is if I go to the web tab and I look at the bottom of page 1, I can see there that I've got the one that I did 7 hours ago. So there's no reason at all why that one that I have got in the second position on the video tab shouldn't move into that position or better once the once Google realizes that this one's been deleted. But the really exciting thing is, have a look at this. Top video marketer in Jacksonville, Florida. Web tab, look who's number 1 after 15 minutes. I am super excited about this one. So that's really cool, especially since all these people who are doing videos on this are supposedly experts at ranking videos. And here we go, just one really, really simple video. We've got it in spot number 1 out of nearly 2 million results, and only 15 minutes. So that's pretty cool. So what I will do is, like I said, I've just got to work out why that thing wasn't looping, and I will get back to you and see you on the membership site. See ya. And I'll go here and I'll click stop. Woohoo! Celebrate.